Hi again, 7th, 8th grade parents. Mr. Anliker coming to you. I'm going to go over some of the logistics for this year and some of the basics that we go over every year at this orientation. First thing, class time, some of the changes and things that are having for the transition between classes. Students will be allowed 5 minutes to get from one class to the other, and the big change with that this year will be that they'll be assigned locker time. So every other period, they'll be allowed to go to their lockers. We'll go over those details with them when they get here. PE, another big change with PE is they will not be changing into their PE uniforms this year. To avoid the closeness of the locker rooms, we're just going to have them go in their uniforms. I would strongly encourage you with 7th and 8th graders at the end of the day, have them put a stick of deodorant in their backpack that they can put on afterwards. So that would be awesome. Planners, going along with some more of the logistics. The planners are a huge thing with 7th and 8th grade, trying to get them used to organizing their day and seeing and planning out their week and their month. I'd encourage you, Sunday nights, I tell the kids this early in the year, Sunday nights, sit down, go with them, and go over that planner and fill out weekly things that they have in their personal life, whether it be guitar lessons, dance lessons, haircuts, church activities. And then on Mondays, we'll go over with them every week with what school activities they have, games, practices, and we'll get that filled out so they can start to organize their week and get into that life skill that'll be great moving on to high school. Next thing we're going to talk about is makeup work and late work policy. Biggest thing with absences, when a student is gone, if there is an assignment that is due that day, it'll go in as a 0 in the grade book. Reason being is that that allows an email or sends an email out to you as parents to know that. I'd encourage you, before you send an email to a teacher asking what that 0, just ask your kid your student what that problem is, or what that 0 was for. And they should be able to tell you. If not, shoot them your teacher an email, and they'll be able to answer that for you. Once they complete that work, it'll get changed, and it'll all be gravy from there. So late work, if you're going to be absent, or if you have a student who has late work, again, it'll go in as a 0. It'll be marked late, and that student will then have a day to get it done for a deduced percentage. And then a second day it'll go down a little bit more, and then on that third day it goes in as a 0. Okay, at that point, I encourage kids, don't just let that be a 0. Go talk to your teacher, take some initiative, and usually teachers will work with you to get that back up and get some points in the grade book. Next, grade book. We call our grade book RenWeb. It is all online. I encourage you, 2 ways you can get good access to that on your mobile devices. Their app is pretty good. Otherwise, you can just go to their website, create a link, put it on your home page of your phone, of your iPad, and it'll get you right there. Teachers every Sunday night will have that updated for you, so you know what is going on throughout the week. In the classroom, test days, things like that. Just know that weeks don't always go as planned. So because of that, it'll change throughout the week. Students should make those changes in their planners. And just remember, planners trump RenWeb. Teachers will do their best to update midweek, but sometimes that's just something that gets lost in the shuffle. If you're going to be gone, be proactive. Check RenWeb, see what's in there with what they have. If you know you have a trip coming up that's planned, have your student talk to your teacher. They may not give them anything right away, but it's just nice kind of having that heads up. Finally, big thing we stress with 7th and 8th grade is using their time wisely. A couple of things that I think will be awesome for our 7th and 8th graders this year. The biggest change is our homeroom is being moved from the end of the day, or from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. We are going to turn that into a homeroom / study hall / activity time. You'll get, I assume, some more details with that as we go through, but basically students will come in, they'll have study hall time, last 20 minutes of the day. If they're able to and their coach allows it, and that'll be communicated by coaches, they're going to be allowed to start their practices around 2:30, which will be great because they'll be able to get home earlier in the evening. Projects, they do have a decent amount of projects in 7th and 8th grade. Again, that's why the planners are key. Make sure you're planning out, make sure you're observing and being aware of what steps that they have to take. A lot of times the 7th and 8th grade students get overwhelmed when their project is due the next day and they haven't had much work time on that before that. So communication is key. Email us, give us a call. Teachers, we'd love to talk. We're here to partner with you in your child's education. So looking forward to a fantastic year. Super excited to be back in the building with most of the students, see their smiling faces, and have that personal interaction with them on a daily basis. Thank you very much. Looking forward to this year.